Hey everyone, welcome back to the Vietnamese coffee shop. This is your Christmas special, and we're gonna do this broadcast over through a live Zoom call.
Yeah, Zoom or Google Meet, whatever you want to call it. What's up, everybody? Happy holidays. Times right now is a little hard to meet up, so we're trying to figure this out and do it remotely at home. Since we got an early Christmas gift that came a little early this month, so we here now, trying to put it out there for another episode. So here we go.
Yeah, so congratulations, Carter. Carter just popped out a baby. Was it last week?
Last week, yeah, last Saturday the 9th.
Oh man, how was that? Tell us about that journey with the whole wife and how she. Yeah,
Well,
tell us about it.
it's
I'm very curious about the first time new dad. Or what were you expecting leading up to that date?
Yeah, so I mean, you only could prepare yourself as much as possible, but when you're actually living in it, it's a lot of worry, man. So I mean, I was just hoping for the best, hoping my wife come out okay, because you hear the stories of like all the bad and shit. Like uh, if you had to choose, who you gonna choose, right? Your wife or your newborn son, unborn son. There's those instances of shit that runs through my mind. You know the delivery of
Well, what do you mean by who are you gonna choose, your wife or your unborn son? Tell me about
like
that. What do you mean by that?
they have those times where like the mother passes during the birth of the child. You know, you see it in the movies or you hear about it from friends or whatever, other circles. But yeah, that crossed through my mind. So I'm over here just praying basically the whole time while she's giving delivery. Like, man, I'm hoping she's cool. I hope my son is cool. I hope they come out healthy. I hope no issues and shit, man. Cause yeah, man, doing this 9 month, and before that, while we're trying, this whole run has just been a lot of sad news, because you talk to your friends that are trying also, then their friends and their friends, and then the circle just gets bigger. And then when you hear one news of somebody going through some trial, some tribulations of trying to get pregnant or being pregnant, you hear all the bad news, like so all that's running through my head as she's giving birth, like.
So tell us about the whole startup. Like, when did you guys know? And you guys, from what you told me, you had a setup date for your induction, or is it getting her induced?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know if it's called induction or well, the process is. I
yeah,
don't know what it is,
it's an
but
induction to
so
my son to the world, I guess. So I mean,
yeah. So you had a date coming into this about getting induced, and what date was that?
yeah. So the induced date was Wednesday the 15th, and I'm
And when did
checking my
this take
calendar
place with
right
the whole
here.
contractions?
The contractions took place Thursday the 7th. Thursday the 7th, she started having some. So as I'm looking at my calendar, yeah, that's Thursday. So Friday came. So we waited one day. Friday came that morning. That afternoon, actually, we was like, okay, shit, it's getting worse. So wanted to check it out, make sure she's okay. So we went to the hospital. They sent us back. They're like,
Oh,
you're
how was she feeling? Can you describe the look on her face or the pain that she was possibly feeling? Or
man, the look in the pain is brutal, man. It's brutal. So it's just imagine you getting stomped out internally. Like that's her face. That's how her face expression was like. She was just like, she was getting beat up, man. So it's like she would take. There was instances she'll walk from here, the kitchen to the room, and it'll just she had to pause and just hold something because like she's gripping on life, man. It's just
so those of you that haven't experienced the parenthood, um, it's in the child labor. So usually what happens is that the woman will have contractions. Contractions is almost like a pain or squeeze in, I don't know. Yeah, some people kind of call it cramps, or some may even describe it as having a stomach ache in a sense, right? But the funny part is that it's timed out. So you're supposed to go into some certain space. Can you refresh our memory? Like, what would they tell us about the gaps or the intervals of the contractions, or how long it's supposed to be until you return? Because from what you told me, that you admitted yourself into the hospital, but only for them to send you back, right? Because it wasn't she wasn't dilated. Because so dilation takes place in the vagina, where it's supposedly a certain millimeter that it's supposed to be, I guess,
Centimeter,
expanded to centimeters that it's
I
supposed to
think.
be
Yeah.
expanded to. So when you're like roughly 10 millimeters dilated, that
Centimeters.
basically is saying that centimeters dilated, you're basically saying that you're ready to go. You're ready to push and deliver,
Yeah.
right? And the
Yeah.
majority of people that haven't experienced it for the very first time, they go in a little early sometimes because they get excited or whatnot, or that
Or
pain. They don't know
nervous.
exactly how
Yeah.
far it's supposed to be
Yeah.
before you admit yourself, right? So I myself included came in early, only for us to be rejected and pushed back. And this was over a 24-hour period that my wife was in contractions. Now with Carter, I don't know exactly how long he was in contraction before he just decided to check himself in. So tell us about that process.
Yeah, yeah, that was about the 24 too, I would say. She started having some early Thursday on the 7th. And as I'm looking at my calendar right here on my right, it's yeah, so Thursday, and then she was like, starting to feel a little bit more, feel a little bit more. And what my wife describes it as is like, for women who haven't had this yet, the feeling is like, your normal period cycle, your cramps.
It's like a menstrual cramp.
Yeah, but it's like 1,000 times worse. That's what she said. So it's like,
Couldn't even imagine, right? I
that's
mean,
what I'm saying, man. I can't. I
did you
can't.
see it? Did you see a character change in her? Like she looked like she wanted to murder somebody, or tell us a
Like
little bit
yeah,
about that.
like I said, bro. Like she would have to pause during certain trips to the kitchen or to the room and just like hold on to something, just to get that extra strength to freaking fight that contraction. So it got heavy in her mind on Fridays around noon. So we kind of was like, all right, let's just rough it out for another hour and then go in. So we went in 2 o'clock. They were like, they tested it. It was 2 centimeters. So yeah, I mean, roughly around 9 to 10 is what you want to be at to be able to push, the baby out. So um, they're like, yeah, we waited for like 2, 3 hours. So we went home. They checked it again. It was just like 2 centimeters. So we went home, and then like 5 hours later, the contractions got a lot more worse. So imagine like 3 times more pain than how you're supposed to be feeling. So boom, we get in. So one key note that I want to note down for mothers, expecting mothers
Future
to
parents.
future parents to realize is that my wife wanted the epidural, right? So in order to get the epidural, you have to meet a certain.
What is epidural?
It's, it's a
A
shot.
pain reliever?
Yeah, a shot they give you that numbs basically your bottom half, and then so you're supposed to be in there, and if you reach 7 centimeters, you're not allowed to get it anymore. So it's kind of key that you want to get in there early and kind of see where you're at and predict if you're going to be able to get that, because you don't want to hit 7 centimeters and then you're expecting this epidural to come and it's not going to come. So you're going to be, you're going to be going through some 2 hours of pushing. That's what my wife did. She pushed it for 2 hours. So just imagine 2 hours of pushing without having an epidural, that pain that you're going to go through. But, to each their own. I'm not knocking anybody. Our neighbor next door, it sounded like she was going through natural birth in the beginning, because we just heard, the piercing moans or screams that was coming through. But like after like an hour, it got quiet. So I don't know. Maybe she took it, maybe she didn't.
You
But
said your neighbor, your neighbor?
yeah, the room next door.
Oh, okay, okay. I
She
thought you
was
meant like
yeah, no,
your next door neighbor.
no, the room next
I
door
thought
in the
like,
hospital.
okay, got you.
So
Okay.
she,
I thought
yeah,
somebody was having
it,
good sex next door or something. I was like, damn.
it was just like a long scream type of moan, dude. It was like that's you hear it kind of piercing through the thing as my wife was pushing too. It's like, oh shit, she's going through it. But yeah, man, to each their own, But my wife took it, so that's one key thing I want to say, just to try to share with anybody if they want to get the epidural, you got to get in there before you become 7 centimeters. So if you start feeling some contractions, get in there, get that, written down, 1, 2 centimeters, whatever, and try to time it. It's usually 1 centimeter per hour. So you can kind of get an idea of, you got to get in there at least by 5 so you can get the epidural shot. And then, as it increases, you can start pushing and it'll play an effect. Or else you'll have it and you won't even, get to use it if you plan on using it. So yeah, that happened, 2 hours in. She pushed for 2 hours. My son came out. I thought I was going to faint. I didn't want to look at the delivery, but I started peeking a little bit. I'm on the top looking down, so I wasn't like a full frontal vision. I truly think that full frontal vision is just going to trip me out, and I might, just faint and just, I don't know, scream bloody murder, whatever. But, yeah, I peeked down, and, once they were like, oh, the head's coming out, I was like, oh, shit, let me just take a peek. And then, she pushed a little bit more, boom, and then, as you can see the head coming out, and then the body trailing after that is just like, this 20 inches of fucking baby just comes out, and I'm just like, God damn, that's a lot of baby right there, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, wow, that's impressive, man. Like the human species, we it's a trip, man. You look at that shit. And then like Jimmy just told me yesterday, like how, if a mother that's been pregnant, if they hear a baby crying, they'll start producing milk. Like, it's just our body is so crazy, man. We just don't realize how our bodies work. And like another thing, like a C-section, if a parent, like we was talking to her friends, and if you have a C-section, I didn't realize this, but our niece was over here yesterday, and she said that, once they take out the baby, I actually wanted to look at that because I wanted to look at the guts. And I thought that was cool and shit like that. If she had a C-section, I would want to look, right? And look at the guts and the lungs and all that. But anyway, so if you have a C-section, right? The baby comes out and they'll just throw everything back in. They wouldn't even line it up or anything because naturally, the human body will line itself where it needs to be. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I thought they had to like sectionally put it back, but they just put it all in, they seal you up, and then that's it. And then the body naturally will find its place find itself in the right place. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
What? How did you learn this fact? Did your wife have a C-section?
No. My niece was over here. She studied that. She learned
explained
that
it
in school. Yeah, she learned that. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool too. But yeah, the whole process is, it's fascinating, man. Being the first time parent, I came across all that. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and so we're blessed. He came out healthy. There was a little worry in the beginning. There was like, they wanted a huge cry, to be able to hear the lungs is fully clear, but they can hear that, it's a little congested, I guess, or it had some of that fluid or whatever.
He had some, not it. It's your son now.
He had some of that fluid in there. But yeah, he came out like super blue. So don't get too discouraged, you know what I'm saying? You're hearing it from me first, like it's totally fine for your parents to be.
So
they just need to get the oxygen in them. Once they get the oxygen in them, then everything else it'll turn back to normal.
Wait, so you were talking about the face was blue and stuff like that?
Body, yeah, the whole body came out pretty blue. I took pictures. Yeah. My wife was like, T was like, yo, take pictures when the baby was getting delivered, right? She said, hurry up, take pictures. I was like, oh shit, you want me to take pictures of this shit? So I got my phone. I'm over here trying to take nice pictures, but it's like a fucking horror movie and shit. It's like a horror movie, and this little blue alien just comes out, and she wants me to take pictures of this shit. I was like, all right, I'll take it, but yeah, it was horrible, bro. Like, she's like, come to the moment, hurry up, get the picture.
Let me ask you something. Did you plan on watching the birth, or did you not plan on watching it?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to watch it because
But you end up watching it. You saw the baby come out from the vagina.
Yeah. I mean, from the top end. You know,
So
because
can you
I'm
advise to?
standing next to her, looking down. I'm not like standing in front of the vagina. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you're
So
not standing in front of the vagina.
yeah, I'm next to her, like while she's laying down. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I'm
you're still
saying? So
watching it come out.
yeah,
That's what
watching
I'm
it,
saying.
looking down at it.
So you watch the birth. Okay. So
Yeah, yeah,
here's the thing, right? We have a lot of discussion amongst men, right? We always say, "Hey, you're gonna watch the whole thing," because some people
yeah,
always say that
yeah,
it's very traumatizing, and I can just see
yeah,
why,
yeah,
because you never look at vagina the same. That's what the people say,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
And I don't want to have that in my head while I'm trying to get it on with her. You know what I'm saying? Right? It kind of will fuck it up. So yeah,
and
that's what I thought too.
it's gonna replay. It's gonna replay. It's gonna replay over and over until you kind of just get rid of that thought, right?
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
about it is
No,
like you
but
try to be
yeah,
as mature as possible as adults
for
and stuff
sure.
like that. But here's the thing, right? We don't. You can't unsee anything. Let's
No,
just put it like
yeah,
that. You can't
yeah.
unsee anything. So I mean, full disclosure, go at your own risk. I mean, it's beautiful in itself, the whole childbirth thing and stuff like that. But for some folks, I've even heard stories about men fainting inside
Yeah, I can see
and I can
that.
see why. I can see why. There's a
Yeah.
lot of blood. It gets very graphic, right? And then there's something called the placenta. Are you familiar with the placenta?
Yeah, so my
So
understanding of
tell
it,
people what the placenta is.
my understanding of it, I haven't looked it up. I haven't learned none of this shit. I mean, but my understanding is basically the baby lives in this little bubble inside, which is the placenta, supposedly that
The
is
home of the
connected,
baby. Yeah,
that connects to the mother's, I don't know, stomach or something that feeds the
Eh,
baby,
eh,
right?
the umbilical cord.
Right.
So when
Yeah.
the mother eats, it basically feeds the umbilical cord, and the baby comes out in you could say the rep, aka the amniotic
Right.
sac. Some people also say that miracle babies, right? They call it miracle babies, is when the whole baby comes out with the placenta. So you know how people say the water breaks? So the
Right.
water breaks is basically saying that the placenta bag
Rips.
is broken, ripped
Oh,
open,
right.
right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming, right?
Right.
And it's held with a lot of liquid inside the amniotic sac. So when you see in the movies, I mean, growing up, we've always seen the woman rush to the delivery room and panic, and then water breaks inside the taxi cab or what now? It's like the Uber driver or whatever, right? And they rush into the hospital right away, and bam, the baby pops out right away, right when they come to the. If you like our content, please remember to click like and subscribe.
And that notification bell. Ding ding. Yes, please.
We're waiting on you. Go ahead.
Like right now. Right now.
Go ahead.
Time. Time ticking. Did it yet?
Any second now.
Come on. Come on. I'll take it. Move your hand. Bam. That's it. Trying to take over the world now. We need your help.
Thank you.
Yay. The placenta.
Okay, yeah, the placenta. Some people, I think it's Chinese. I don't want to say Chinese people, but somewhere along the lines that people sell the placenta. I don't know if it's on the black market or this is a rumor or whatever it is, but um, they apparently, and don't quote me on this. This is just someone that I heard through the grapevine saying that Chinese people actually cook the placenta as either a soup or they deep fried or some crazy shit. Where this because they said that all the nutrients from the mother, right, that was accumulated for those 9 months is all wrapped up in that nutritious placenta. So some people actually eat that thing. Have you heard about that? And I don't know what the purpose of eating it is, but I mean I do. They say it's nutritious, right? But
Yeah.
then again, they lie about shark fin soup and abalone and all that crap too to overcharge and market it, right? So, I mean, I can see the value in breast milk. Yeah, at one point, breast milk was actually like gold back in the 60s and 70s during the workout times. During the Arnold Schwarzenegger era,
Uh huh.
they used to sell breast milk on the black market because it was the perfect right amount for bodybuilding, supposedly,
Uh huh.
right? So, yeah, the woman's body makes nothing but gold, in a sense. right?
Man, I would think so because I mean it's natural that's coming from you. I mean, how much more organic can it be? But I mean, there has to be studies and facts out there from people who done the study, and I don't see. Yeah, man, I don't know. I heard you could donate milk to other people who can produce milk too.
Yeah,
So
there is. Yep, there's a. I don't know if it's called some type of milk foundation, but you can actually donate milk. So a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but it became custom now that we don't throw away the breast milk. We actually pump it now, and then we freeze it. We throw a freezer. I throw it in the freezer.
yeah,
So my suggestion to you is possibly get like one of those small fridges, the freezers,
yeah,
and
yeah.
throw it in there because you don't want
Hmm.
guests coming over and seeing a whole freezer full of titsicles, you know. So that's kind of
I
yeah.
don't give a fuck, bro. It's like I said, man. We gotta be adults about this shit. You know what I'm saying? At
You
the end
open
of the
your
day,
boy's fridge and you see a whole bunch of titsicles inside the bath, the refrigerator.
well, I mean, yeah, you know, it is what it is. It's just milk. It's like what you gonna do? Faint over milk? Then you
Would
know
you
you
would
got a
you
weak stomach.
would you try it?
I don't. I wouldn't mind. I mean, my
Would you
kid
try it?
eating it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would try it. Yeah, I wouldn't be sucking on it like right now, but, you know, like my son is. But you know, I'll milk it out to a shot or something.
Milk it out. Look, give me a shot.
You know, people.
Friday night, pop over the shot as a chaser.
Yeah, but people. This tattoo shop in
Speaking of shots,
Oakland.
hold on. Where's your cup?
Yeah, I didn't have my cup today. I killed it already.
All right, here's a ghost shot to myself then. But
All right, man.
congratulations, Carter.
Cheers, cheers,
Yep.
brother.
But yeah, the
Yeah.
just the overall the whole placenta thing is kind of interesting how people sell that stuff on the black market. I don't. You can get anything on the black market, technically.
I mean, shit. To be honest, you know, why is there a black market? The black market is only there because the United States banned the producing of this product, right? So just imagine back in the day, there's a lot of products out there that was good for people, but they banned it so that people they could hold it and sell it. So
Right,
it's a
like
scheme too,
LSD,
you know. Yeah, they can hold it
LSD
for themselves
shrooms.
and then copyright it and or whatever you call it, you know. It's business. Once they
I mean,
see some
would this
gold,
be considered cannibalism? You eating human parts?
eating human parts or just
I mean,
drinking
that's
the
a. I mean,
milk?
that's that. Well, I'm talking about placenta. That's a human organ.
Oh, right, the placenta. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it depends how you want to look at it, right? I mean, you want to be an adult about it and be like, yo, this is very nutritious. It's good for the body. Well, I mean, they should do some research and study it. Like, maybe it could help, you know, maybe it could help a handicapped person become more whatever, you know. Some people, oh, actually, so I had two books, you know. One my buddy gave me, Becoming a Father and What to Expect, you know, during the 9 months of what's happening, the transition and what's going on, so you can kind of get a good feel and get more comfortable with the process, especially for your wife, because if this is the first time, you know, all these new things that could, these new little pains that could be in certain areas, you know, it's very helpful information. Like it could be growing, so they're like it's pushing your lungs up, your stomach up, so it's harder for you to breathe at the certain time. So I highly recommend that too. I actually gave it to my coworker, my buddy. He's having a kid too. Should pop out any day now too. It's a December baby
Oh,
also.
nice.
So,
Congrats to him too.
yeah, man. It's
Oh,
a
so
cool.
your coworker has so your workplace is about to be empty this season, holiday season, right?
Yeah, but I mean, usually holidays is pretty slow for
Okay.
construction for us, so it's whatever. But actually, it's pretty busy this holiday season. My boss just
So
told
you
us.
kind of lucked out in a
Oh
sense.
yeah,
I was
lucked
telling
out.
you yesterday that you kind of lucked out. It's a very nice time to be taking off for, Christmas, holiday, New Year, and Vietnamese New Year or whatnot, right? That's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean, it
you
gives you
you
more
miss out on the
time.
festivities though. That's the only downside,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I mean, I'm missing out my family function, you know, my New Year's, but it's all good. You know, there's more years to come, hopefully, and we get to indulge even more. But it's all good. It's nothing to me. I don't
Yeah,
care about
so
it.
tell us a little bit about the fears that came along when you brought the baby home. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that wanted to come out, reach out to you, congratulate, come over, say hi or whatnot. But tell us how that was. this year,
Yeah, man.
especially after COVID and all that, and our mindsets.
Yeah, they all understand. You know what I'm saying? Like it's RSV is like this new thing. I ain't never heard of it, but my one of her best friends is has two newborn, one newborn and one what they call it, a toddler. He two.
RSV is a virus, correct? An adult
Yeah, it's a
virus.
new virus. So both of them caught it. Both of the kids caught it, and
Mm.
it was pretty bad. Like supposedly only babies and kids and old people get the RSV. So it's definitely real. I mean, you're like I said, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. It does happen. So it's like if you're not around babies or know people who have a lot of newborns, you're not gonna be worried about it. But yeah, it's definitely something to worry about if you're around babies, and especially everybody got parents, hopefully, and if they or somebody older. So it's definitely something to be cautious of and be informative of because it's out there, especially this winter or fall season right now.
Yeah, so RSV, I mean, it can be contracted, right? And then the last thing you want to do is have a baby that basically is a newborn to the world and doesn't really have the right antibodies in the body until they're all, when are they fully vaccinated? In like 2, 3 months, something like that, the safe zone, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
so
know
the baby has a lot of shots that they have to take when they're born, right? So we have to kind of stay clear. In the Vietnamese culture, we have something called Dai Tang, which is the 30-day mark where we visit our significant others or if they have a child and stuff like that. But due to you know unforeseen circumstances in past history, we have to kind of avoid visiting people now. Is because um, people's baby end up in the ICU. I was just telling him yesterday about this. That one of my buddies,
Yeah, yeah,
uh, well, thank goodness we could talk about it now. But his son ended up in the ICU because somebody in the family had contracted it and gave it to the son, and he was in the ICU for a couple weeks, and this is a very big scare. And the last thing you want to do is not be able to visit your son or your daughter, well, looking at him or her through a glass box. Not being able to hold him, touch him, and being helpless, and it's very, very a sad sight to see. So, if you can, try to avoid visiting your friends and family just for the X amount of weeks until they're permitted to let you do so. I mean, we're not trying to scare you and stuff like that, but these things happen, and it's unforeseen things that people don't want, right? So just be aware that yes, parents do welcome visits and dropping off food and whatnot and stuff like that. But please don't feel offended when they say they don't want guests to come by and visit. So.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. That's why we're here, man. We're just trying to speak the real and try to inform our community, dude. Because at the end of the day, you think about it, our generation is next and popping out kids. So it's just like it's good information to have and be aware of because I mean, like I said, I hear it. I hear all the bad and sad news around the community with the newborns and people being pregnant and even trying to get pregnant. So it's just it's a part of the life these days, and we got to hold ourselves accountable and be more empathetic and aware of the times going on with people, especially because it's hard all around. Trying to get pregnant, being pregnant, giving birth, and then hoping the best after that and moving forward.
And
So
then the next 18 years of hell that you have to go through.
yeah, that's a constant joke that I'm giving out to my friends and family. Like, oh man, I ain't worried about 18. I'm just planning on giving 10. Once I give 10, and he's out the door. So you know what I'm saying.
Throw his ass in juvie and call it a day. That's it.
Yeah, man. That's my parenting, man. I'm trying to give him as much information as possible, and then let him run, man. And let him, just get out there. So I ain't trying to raise his ass for 18. I'm trying to kick it with him, But I wanted him to explore the world and make the world whatever it has to offer him. So. Only way to do that is get out there, man.
So how was
that's
so
why.
tell us about the hospital visit since you came home. What have you been up to and learning these past, was it a week now?
Yeah, it's a week.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, full week
Saturday.
now. So you're a dad for a full week now. How's dad for a full week feel?
10 days.
10 days.
Exactly 10 days.
How was
it's
how was 10
it's funny.
days Carter versus today?
Yeah, it's funny. I said 10 days because I finally understand the meaning behind the months. Why people, parents, hold months so dearly to themselves. They're like 24 months, 36 months, 18 months. Like, why don't you just say year and a half? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, because you're actually going through raising this kid for that long. They want to let you know how many months it's been since you've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like after the first 24 hours, me and my wife kind of looked at each other and kind of celebrated. Like, he's out, he's healthy, he's happy, we're happy, he's happy. I guess you know what I'm saying. So
Was he?
and then we're like,
Go ahead.
and then yeah, and then we're like, fuck, 48 hours. Yeah, okay, it's been 48 hours. And now it's like a week. And now I'm like 10 days, man. It's been 10 days. He's been here 10 days and we've been rocking out. So it's been cool. But yeah, that's why I just wanted to say it's funny. You only know it until you're in it, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's
So the first couple months, how it's looking like for you is pretty rinse and repeat, right? I mean, wake up, change diaper, feed. I mean, we were talking about this yesterday, but I wanted to share this because I think this is some important information for the upcoming new parents that are coming, right? Feeding, the feeding window. We try to. Everyone tries to have a or wants a plump baby, right? We don't want a nutrition deficient baby, right? So we try to feed them. Maybe everybody wants a big, strong baby or whatnot, right? Or at least a decent sized one. Just because here's the thing: a lot of us as parents, we're gonna get obsessed with that graph that they give you at the hospital. How many months? How many weight? How long it is compared to the rest of the nation, right? That's just
percentile,
right.
yeah.
That's just human nature.
Bullshit.
It's
Yeah.
bullshit, but we buy into that shit. Which I mean, I don't want to say buy in, but we want the best,
Well, I
right?
mean, it's not really bullshit too. I
Right.
can't say that because maybe if they're too under, you got to something to be worried
Right.
about. Maybe certain things aren't working in the baby. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, yeah, it's not bullshit. I take that back. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I just feel like instantly your child gets judged, and I wouldn't want my child being judged
By a graph, right?
because by a graph. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing that kind of hit me to where like, okay, certain my friends are starting to ask, okay, how many months is he? So I instantly like, why you want to know how many months is he? He's good and healthy. That's all you should know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many inches is he? So what you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want him to be judged.
What,
You
you
know,
sleeping
as
with him? What does it matter?
I'm already being like protective and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
So
want
your
him to be
father instinct
judged.
already came through?
Yeah, it already came in. Like, that was pretty funny too. But I was like, in my mind, I was like, you know what? I should, they're just talking out of love and
No, so
stuff like
that's the
that.
thing about it. As parents, right? Understand this, and whoever's not a parent, I share with you so you can kind of understand too. The way to a parent's heart is to their child, through their child. You treat their kids with respect. You treat them with love and stuff like that. Your friends will love you 10 times more because they love their children just as much uh, as any other
Right,
parent loves their children, right? So the
right,
thing is that if you say something to your friend's child that could be disrespectful, they actually take an offense because it's almost an extension of them, right? So you treat their children how you would treat them, and that's just how it goes, right? But we look at it and we take offense into certain things that we shouldn't be taking offense to, like certain, I don't know how to say it, like your children's actions. For example, if they do something bad, it's a reflection to you. It comes off as bad parenting if they do something bad. So we try to stay on top of our game to make sure that they please whoever it is that's around them, right? But what you're saying right now is that you're picking up these certain emotions that make you feel in defense sometimes, right? Like,
hmm
say for instance, why does it matter how big they are, or why does it matter if they cry a lot? Why does it matter? Whatever it is, right? So tell us about that. Why is it that you feel like you feel an attachment with these certain things that people say to you that might irk you?
yeah. Because I mean, like, being first generation Vietnamese here, we adopted the American way. You know what I'm saying? We didn't adopt the Vietnamese culture back from what it is now. We left that. We grew up with the democratic, I guess, state of mind. That's why we fled Vietnam and we came here. So, the older generation of Vietnamese people is just very judgmental, man. I don't know if that's a proper word for it, but they judge you in every single way. And it's just like, they probably come off or mean to come off like with love and shit, but
No,
that's all they know
it's all good
because
intentions. It's just
yeah, it's all
it
good
comes
intention.
off all fucked up.
It
It
does,
comes
and
off
it's
all
just
fucked up.
like they don't know any better because their parents did that to them.
You say,
You know what
why
I'm
your
saying?
baby so small? And you be like,
Yeah, what's
oh,
wrong with it?
because
Like,
you don't eat, you don't give him good food, man, or you feed him this stuff,
eat.
and it just becomes a whole bunch of yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. So my wife is going through that with her mother, right? And my mom has yet to come visit because she's been kind of sick lately.
Okay, that's
So
good. Oh,
she's
not
trying to
well,
get
not good,
well.
but it's good that
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, but she'll get there too, and she'll start saying her shit too.
Hmm.
But like I said, with my mom, I love her to death, of course, and we all do. We love our parents. We try to love them as much. And right now, I feel like it's our stage to kind of parent them in the new uh, modern way of American living. It's just like those bad habits need to die out, and the only way those bad habits are gonna die out if you stay at it and teach them what's the proper in your eyes and the way to go about things. Because if she bump heads with come across other people, she's gonna be looked at as offensive. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
when it comes to talking to older generations, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna teach them shit, right? Like they're gonna because if my daughter had tried to go school me on something that she thinks I don't understand, that I don't know, I'm sorry to say, we're just going to have to keep going back and forth until somebody wins that argument. And I gladly accept that challenge, but at the same time, I don't want to bicker over the small things. But am I more understandable than most parents? I believe I am. But at the same time, can I be more stubborn than some people too? Yeah, it's hard to say. It's because the word stubborn, we tend to disagree about a subject, an idea, whatnot, and we strongly feel a certain way because we were taught something a certain way until somebody comes across our table or cross paths with us to tell us something else. Then and we might not agree to it, but it's all about perspective, right? I mean, different generations, different times, they were taught by their parents to do a certain thing, and then we disagree. We don't like the way they did do it, so we do something totally opposite, and they just think that we're stubborn and we don't want to listen, and we don't want to keep the culture. But we have to respect the fact that any single idea came from someplace, at a good time, right? It worked at one point. It's just sometimes we just like to improve from our past, and I like to use the word upgrade. We change things up, switch things up a little bit. Modern times, innovation, things become easier. It's supposed to be easier. If things are
supposed to be, man.
right, right, and the thing about grandparents is that they just want whatever is good for their future children's offsprings. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. When you need help, who you gonna call? Moms or pops?
Ghostbusters.
So those are the type of things that we're going to have to learn, that hey, if you want to uh, make life easier for yourself, accept the help, and that help that you might ask for in the future, it might not go your way. You're just going to have to be willing to let go and let somebody else take over the wheel sometimes. And sometimes people don't drive the car between the lanes, then they cut all over the place, and it's not as pretty as you would want it to be, but it still gets you to that destination, right? So
Yeah, yeah, like a perfect example, like I just said earlier, like you never know it until you're in it. So basically, the experiences you get from these new things in life, you like I said, you only know it until you get that experience. Because I feel hella bad as a friend to my friends that had babies before. Like I didn't call them or
I
congratulate
feel
them.
like
Well, I
shit.
did, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did, but I didn't how I get it now. Like all the love that I get from my friends that are parents,
Hmm.
they know like what I'm going through and blah blah blah, and they're like just checking in and try to reassure me and make sure everything's cool. But being just a regular single friend that hasn't had this experience, you're just like, oh, congrats, and that's kind of it. Like you don't check in as much more. So I feel super bad as a friend to my parents' friends before me. that
Well, I
I
think that
shouldn't
you
get
should
better.
feel
You know.
blessed. You should feel blessed that you have friends that care about you to reach out to you now. You know, imagine having no phone calls to see how you're doing, and then going through
Yeah,
whatever you're going through, right? So,
yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, I am definitely blessed, and I just wanted to make a note of that, and for the future friends and parents out there, do check in with them, man, because this time, like I said, we just went through a lot. She went through a lot. Not, I took on like probably 1% of that, but she went through a lot, and it's like these calls and these text messages that she's getting from her friends and family is very important. So like, to those out there who you know
yeah. So,
have that friend or family that's going through this, it means a lot, especially during these times. It's the holidays, so
hmm
what's more better than talking to a friend for a few minutes? You know what I'm saying, and catching up.
yeah,
So
the best thing about listening, just in general, like right now, it's very important for you to show her the support that she needs. And remember what we spoke about yesterday? You have a bad habit of saying, "Oh, that's easy. Oh, that's easy. That's easy, right?" And from the
yeah, yeah,
outside looking in, it's annoying. It's because
yeah,
here's
yeah,
the
for
thing:
sure.
because when it's actually difficult for that person and they're going through certain things, and then somebody is saying that it's easy, it's different, right? For you, it might be for whoever it is might be easy, but for us, it might be 10 times more difficult, right? Depending on the handicap, right? Don't really know exactly where they stand in their life, and things could be a lot more complicated. A simple act of feeding or breast milk, right? A baby bottle feeding could be different for a mother. Like some people can't produce milk as much, and if, at the very first pregnancy, women, they don't produce as much milk as they would like to be, and sometimes the first 2 3 days can be very difficult. It's breast milk for females is like Amazon Prime. It comes about 2 days later. It doesn't come right away. So the first time they lactate, it's not actual milk. It's just like
Yeah, it's called something else,
it's like
Casal Casadrin or something.
yeah, something along the lines of something like that. I don't know, but but
Basically,
it's very
but it's very nutritious. It has a lot of antibodies that's in there. It's very important to get. Uh, but yeah, this is a ongoing debate with me and my wife right now because I see the trouble that she's going through breastfeeding and all that. I was like, I'm perfectly happy with giving our child formula. So, supposedly formula is basically there for mothers who can't produce milk. One, so I was like, if you don't want to go through all this, trouble to feed the baby, I'm perfectly fine with formula. But she insists, it's better. So I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, I would think so. It's much more organic. I would say it's coming from the mothers, So
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, the powder milk is a formula from cows or whatever it is that you decide to go with, right? So
hmm
it's only natural to feel like, okay, this is coming. This is not. This is coming from an animal, right? But at the same time, we're all eating freaking other animals and other species. So I mean, I don't know how much of an argument you could really make with that, right? Because eventually
yeah,
you're gonna,
yeah.
yeah. But uh, there's a perfect ratio for proteins, fats, and carbs and whatnot coming from the breast milk. So they try to replicate that with
Formula.
the yeah, the powder formula. But there has been stuff in the past. I don't know if you heard about it, but China came up with some fake breast. Not breast, baby formula a couple years back.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? And then
Probably. I think when it was like a formula drought, right,
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, something like that. And they came out with fake baby formula and stuff like that. I mean, the world just went crazy over that because they were so upset that it got onto the market. But
Man, yeah, that's the natural news of China, man. They always producing and copying some shit and making it, watered down. So
yeah,
nothing new, really. Why wouldn't China do it? They're trying to make the money. So,
no,
but
I
yeah,
remember
that's
somebody
why.
sending me like a video of them making some type of fake meat. I forgot what it was, man. Was it fake chicken? Oh,
Man,
I
yeah,
forgot
they,
what
they
it
got all
was.
that going on out there
Yeah,
too now too.
yeah,
Fake red meat. I've been seeing all type of stuff, man. But the internet's full of all that shit. So you got to be cautious of what you're getting. Know where your products are for sure. This is an early Christmas present for us. So blessed for that. He was supposed to come out the 18th, but he came out the 9th. My wife loves that because she wanted him out as soon as possible. So we wanted to induce on the 15th actually, or some shit like that. But yeah, he came early, so that's great news for us. Early Christmas present. And it's not close to Christmas too, so we can kind of celebrate him, in the beginning of the month, and still have Christmas to celebrate. Because that was a big thing for us too. And my wife was like, "Yeah, it's kind of gonna throw it off. He's gonna be kind of upset with people and family and friends because they're spending Christmas with their family and stuff." So, but yeah, we're lucky on that. Blessed for that. So he gets two presents, I guess, this holiday and his birthday this month. So that's cool.
So, what do you think that's a good gift for Christmas presents for kids nowadays?
Yeah, I don't know, for kids, man.
I mean, I mean, if I think shopping for a baby is you're going what you're going to be looking at for the next 1 or 2 years is a bunch of outfits with
Nothing.
yeah, people are just gonna buy you outfits and whatnot, little baby pajamas or
Yeah,
you know.
no, I think we're good, man. I really wanna keep them with like the basics, man, and focus on that and recycle them basics
What's the
and keep
basics?
that. I would say like maybe summer outfits and then maybe fall winter outfits, and then rotate those within each other and not get try to get too wrapped up in all the mistakes I had, growing up. Like growing up, like man, just listening to like music that we normally gravitate towards, rap music mainly, for us. That shit fucked me up, man. Like the culture of having like nice things and shit, and then blowing it all and not giving a fuck was the message that I got from rap, growing up. Like, and besides all the other bullshit like killing people and drugs and all this shit, it's just it no it fucking changes your thought process.
Yeah.
As soon as I got a little money, as soon as I had a good job that paid me a little decent, I would blow that shit all on fucking clothes, shoes, and having outfits for each shoe. It comes with it. Like it's so fucking stupid, bro. How I treated myself and spent my money in my younger days. That I wanted to kind of
And
share
you
with
think
everyone.
and
Like,
you think rap music was one of the reasons why you were influenced so easily to buy these certain things or influence your
yeah,
decision making?
man, yeah, I say so. I mean, I wanted the nice clothes, the drip, and all that. That's what we do. That's what we listen to. It's just like it's natural that once you get a little money, you want to buy things that make you feel better. But in actuality, it's all the wrong reasons to do it, and that's one of the fastest ways you can burn through your money. Like, who are you trying to impress with like 100,000 different outfits? Like, you don't need that much. You don't need that much. And I respect my white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at my white friends, bro. They wear the same outfits, but just switch the top and bottom. With summer shoes, rain shoes. That's all you need. You need like 1, 2 pair of sneakers to rotate, so that one just don't get too funky. You know what I'm saying? And you rotate the other one. But like, I had like 20 pairs of shoes, thinking that was the thing to do. And then on top of that, you have to buy clothes that match the shoes. In our society, in my society, that is in Oakland, growing up in Oakland, that's how it was. Frisco, I would
Same
say it's
thing.
kind of
No,
similar.
same thing. I did the same thing all the way into my late 20s. Like, yeah, all the way into my late 20s, I just spending money on shit that didn't fucking matter. And
Yeah,
it
man.
was because of I believe myself it was a lack of confidence. It's because I wanted to level up with the people around me type of thing,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what I realized that as I got older and stuff like that, the confidence comes from here rather than comes from whatever it is your attire, right? Like clothes, it doesn't speak anything about who you are as an individual. I mean, when
Doesn't.
we all wear the same outfit, like in Squid Games, the strongest man next to you is who you want to be around, right? So the strength comes from the brain. When you're, did you watch Squid Games? The
I did a little
you
bit.
did.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. Like I wasn't buying into that. I don't watch reality television and stuff like that. But my wife and my daughter was watching that in the background. I was like, "What are you watching?" and it really taught me something. It's like, okay, everybody is the same. I mean, how do you pick apart from somebody special in the room? Not from their clothes, right? You got to feel it out when you're in that what do you want to call it? That situation. So if you're locked up in a room with everybody, like how would you find out who the strongest one in the room was?
Yeah, you couldn't until you see it in action,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I mean,
You would
you got
actually
to be able to talk to these people and see what they can do to perform.
right. And the thing about what they noticed in Squid Game was that for those who aren't familiar, right, there was a tug of war scene in one of the Squid Game. It's a sitcom. Was it a sitcom? The TV series, Korean TV series drama. There was a segment where there was tug of war, so everybody was looking for that strong person to team up with. But in the actual live television one, they got rid of that one, and they made it more so a strategic game, where it was all brain power, right? And that's where people realize, like, oh shit, I was teaming up with the wrong people the whole time. I was gravitating towards all the buff dudes, right? So all the buff dudes are all hanging out, only to realize that they eventually were gonna get eliminated and shit. But um, I don't even know why I'm going off on that Squid Game thing right now. But yeah, it's just one of these things about outfits and appearance and all that is all tossed when you're being put up to the test. So get your mind right first
Yeah,
before you try to. What's that?
that's basically what you're doing to your money, man. You're just burning it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, exactly. Promote it, and I mean, put your money into something that the return in ROI, return on investment, right? Put your money into
Yeah,
something
keep
that,
that in mind, man.
yeah, ROI, return on investment. Always think like that. Always think about when you buy something, is what am I going? Is it going to pay itself off, right? And then you can
Yeah, I mean, like with clothes, you can do that too, right? I look for quality now, right?
sure.
So like
Mm-hmm.
if normal day to day stuff, like if I can wear that and it lasts, just imagine how much more meaningful that would make you feel. Like I got clothes that you know what I'm saying last for over 10 years and still look good. Like the quality is just there, but I just got like 40 different blue jeans. You know what I'm
Now,
saying? Like what the
now
fuck?
you're gonna be wearing dad clothes. You know what dad clothes are? Well, the new mainstream dad clothes is I don't know if you heard it, but you had heard of the workout clothes Lululemon?
Yeah, that racist company.
You
Yeah,
said the racist company. So anyway, so the reason why, so I got a purchase probably a decade ago, right? About for some Lululemons, and there's like stretch pants. Like they're known for women's yoga pants, but they make regular pants as well. And what I
they got a good product. They got a good
Yeah,
product.
so what happened was I bought a pants and it ripped. I brought it back in, and guess what? Free replacement.
Full return. Yeah,
Yes. So they actually replace the pant, or they sew you up whatever it is that needs to be get fixed, right? And the quality, I mean, man, since the day that I bought it until now, it's still, it's still not ripped or anything. So that's something to consider. Like you want to buy something that has good return in a sense, right? So
yeah. So like understand clothes. Like clothes are being sewn, and then the stitching, the threading, everything matters for it to last long. And like I said with Lululemon, like I kind of steer away from it because like the owner was caught saying some racial slurs about Asian people or whatever. So it was a big thing about that. But
here's the new slash.
uh,
Anywhere you go, everyone will be talking shit about Asian people. That's just the way life is gonna be, you know.
yeah,
Y-
but like I said, you got to do your due diligence and shop around and look at like good quality stuff that'll last long. I mean, I appreciate clothes now. Like I said, I try to focus on two outfits, one for summer and one for winter, and then kind of rotate that. But in actuality, I still got hella old shit that I'm working on too. So
And how many of those 40
clothes
pair of
is,
jeans do you actually wear? Let's be honest.
I used to go out every day, so I used to wear it all. So it was a new outfit every day, right? You know what I'm saying? And my clothes is like I have I have three dirty baskets, right? Three laundry baskets. So I got hella clothes that just sit there. So I keep wearing all my other clothes that's clean because I don't wash my clothes as often, right? So that's another freaking thing, right? Now I got wasted room instead of just focusing on two outfits. One for summer, keep that there, and one for winter, fall, keep that there. Have like three, four colors of each. Rotate that. Have a nice solid sneaker. You know, like, yeah, man, and it's a proven fact. You know,
So
like
go,
just sit there and think
let's
about
let,
it.
let's
Like Jordan,
let's talk to your 20-year-old self, right? If you can coach your 20-year-old self something about attire and streetwear and street clothes, what would you tell yourself?
yeah, man, just you have like a week to wash your things. I would say so. Have like 2 weeks worth of clothes, like 5 pants, the most, and you can just rotate that. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to wash your jeans as much anymore, anyway. But if you're out there just doing normal stuff and not getting it dirty, then you can rewear it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You remember
just be
you
more
remember
smart with
back
your
then when
money,
everybody
man.
was into them 7 jeans and stuff?
Yeah, I still like those are the jeans that I got. They're still fresh. Like they still are good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but imagine like I bought cheaper stuff, but like Levi's, certain Levi's are pretty good too. Like 541s are good. They're one of my favorite pair of jeans. They last pretty long, but they fade. The color doesn't stay as solid. So you know, it's a lot of shit. So you just gotta have a certain. I watched this shit on Steve Harvey, right? He had like a suit thing. He bought 3 suits, 3 different colors, and then he bought three shirts, and that became to be like something crazy, like 50 different outfits, a wardrobe that he could have wore every day. You know, so you just gotta be smart like that. You know, instead of like having suits, find good quality, 3 pants, 3 shirts, and 3 sweaters or something like that, and you could just rotate and mix those in for summer, man, and like be cool. You can just have a nice casual sneaker that's comfortable, you know what I'm saying, and rock out like that. But man, ain't no point of fucking trying to be dripped out, bro. Like you trying to attract, impress women that is drawn to material things. That's a big no-no already. You should be drawn to for what Jimmy pointed out to is what you got in your brain. Like in actuality, yeah, you can look cool and do this and be seen cool, looking nice in public, but that don't mean shit if you dumb as fuck, right? Like if you ain't got nothing ticking up in the brain and you just buying clothes and just looking cool outside, but what else is you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? Besides shopping, anybody can go shopping. Anybody can spend some money, man, and blow a check easy. You know what I'm saying? Blow that check on your brain, your mental state. Like learn some shit, pick up some skills, right? Like man, you'll find that you attract the better people the the right way. That's the right way to do it. Like fuck trying to attract friends and a partner that's like, you know, just attracted to what you got on, what brands you have. You know, how materialistic does that sound? You know, that don't even sound fresh. That shit sound weak as fuck. Like I wouldn't even want those people around me in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like it just it gravitates towards that. It gravitates towards people that's actually doing better every day. Like going out there doing cool, fun hobbies that you'll learn to enjoy and you can share and share moments with. You know, shit like that, yeah. So it's just, yeah, it's just bullshit, man. So please don't try to burn your money because my next generation is already doing it. My nieces, man, I'm putting them on blast. Like like my other niece, she just got a little money now. She got a job, and you know, I'm like, damn. Now she over there flexing her outfit on Instagram, and I was just like, I'm on her comment section, like, you know, you burning your money, you know, put your money towards something else. So I already can see that she's gonna make the same mistake I did. So it's hard to kind of like try to school them and shit like that. But we just gotta say it, man. And hopefully one day it registers before it's too late. You know, that money she could have bought, like use that with. It's just so many other things,
Like
man. So
like
many other
purchasing a
things.
home. Like you said, you could have bought a house back in.
Yeah,
Remember back there we were talking about it? Like yeah, you could have bought a house
hell
back in the
yeah,
'08 crisis, man. You know?
for
Yeah,
sure.
so we weren't
They're
as
birthing too
educated as
much
we are
money,
now.
man.
So that's why I'm saying like we need to focus on things that really matter and putting a really nice roof over your head instead of a nice baseball cap, right? So
Yeah, and just imagine another thing. We're first generation here. Our parents wasn't even school. My mom had money stacked up back then too, but she didn't know any better either. You know, she just kept
yeah,
it,
you need the right
and
guidance.
now you know it's gone. That money don't mean nothing no more. That money she could have bought a house, and that house would have been couple $1 million right now,
So
probably. You
yeah,
know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
So
Like,
so a lot of
damn,
things about the
man.
Vietnamese culture, right? We always think cash is the best thing to have, right? When it comes to and the thing about it, I'm not gonna debate that too, just in case there is those arguments where people say, oh yeah, you leave in the bank, you don't have interest, whatnot. Yes, there's all that, right? But what I'm saying is like we spend most of the time trying to avoid Uncle Sam and do a cash business. Let's be real, right? The nail industry is a tip business, right? Or bartender industry, or car dealer industry. Like you make a lot of cash. I mean, no one ever files the taxes for that.
That's what fucking painted a target on our back
Yeah.
too.
So
You
guess what?
know, a lot of fucking robbers and jackers. That's why they target
Eh,
Asian people because we known for holding
Holding
cash.
cash. Yeah, we're known
You
for
know what I'm
holding cash.
saying?
So what happens is that we can't claim none of that when we're actually trying to go make a get a loan to purchase a house, right? And then it works against us. So if we just paid off those taxes to begin with, we'll be more than ready to go buy a house a long time ago. And that's the thing about it. There's all these loopholes that we have to figure out how to, you know, um, to pay off taxes for that cash that we hold. And it could be, time consuming, tedious, and for the long haul, it's a headache to deal with. So just everyone says, "Oh, why would you want to pay Uncle Sam?" I mean, because the value outweighs the benefits. So what's the point of having cash besides the fact that you have a purchase, an item, right? There's really no reason to have cash besides tipping people, paying for the bill, and when we
Well,
don't
well, well. There is, there is people who like to milk the system.
like to what?
So you could, so we're exposing all this game right now, right? So back in the day, you could hold cash. You could still claim nothing. You get what I'm saying? That's the benefit of holding cash.
Right, right. Yeah, benefits of holding class, but it's not advantageous towards us to work towards
No, but
our
you're gonna
future.
keep yourself in poverty. Yes.
Yes, you're always, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're looking for that government aid too on the side,
Yeah.
I get that what you're saying. Yeah, we're
People
talking
do
about
that, right? I
Section
mean,
8
you
and all
milk
that
it.
stuff like that. Yeah, but it works against us too
Yeah, because it suppresses your brain, your mindset. Like
from
you're not trying to
growing.
grow.
You can't
Yeah.
even grow. You can't even invest your money right in the right places because you have no cash inside the bank account.
And you don't look forward to looking because you're like, are you happy with this
Yeah,
life? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But you think about that. That's first generation rules, right? That we living by because it is cool because back then how they living in the country is way worse. So they're happy with this life. That's why my mom is totally happy with living that lifestyle, like whatever. But it's a new day and age, and we're first generation Americans here, so we have to be better for sure. And that's off top. Our next generation has to be better than us. So we try to give them the game and soak up the game as much as we can. So,
So there's nothing wrong with getting government aid when
yeah,
it's needed, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, but after you buy your first home, I mean,
But I'm just saying,
yeah,
if they don't think that way, if somebody was to teach them the real game
from the
of the
beginning when we
American
first
way
landed in America,
from the
it would have been
beginning,
different. Yeah,
it would have been a lot different, man, for us.
yeah,
But the majority of Vietnamese people, Southeast Asia people, are set because the life that they live now is way better than what they had before.
yep.
So I don't knock it, right? But they have to understand, and we as the next generation have to teach them, like, yo, we got to do better. We got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to have property under our name and blah blah blah. But to each their own. I mean, it's always a right time for everything, right? So right now, property probably wouldn't be the right time, and everything has to pencil in. If you can afford it, do it. If it's cheaper than your rent, do it. Certain things that have to add up to be the right decision for you. But if we were to invest, just imagine like our parents came here in '79. My mom did, and my dad did in '79. Imagine if we would have rode the train of stocks with like Apple or Google, like I'm now. I'm investing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if they would have invested back then, and what that would have became now. Like,
Imagine if you just put your money into the S&P 500. So
just the S&P
yeah,
500, yeah.
yeah, it's just in stuff, right? You would have profited 300% in the last decade, right?
Man,
Yeah, so just think about it like that. I mean, this is one of these things where it's like the S&P 500. For those who don't really follow stocks and stuff like that, it's the Fortune 500's the most top grossing companies in America, right? That's what
In
you're kind of
America.
investing your money into. So, say for instance, if 501, that not 500, the 501 they fall off, that someone else would be replacing it. So you're kind of in a safe zone, right? It's a very safe thing. It hasn't been discredited yet, right? But at the same time, you're banking on something out of your control, but it's just something that a simple investment back in the days, you would have tripled up your money, you know? And
Yeah, and it's no brainer. Like just imagine you putting away that cash, but you're putting away that cash into these companies, and they're continuous to grow, and your money's growing with that.
right,
The
and they'll
cash is sitting there being less.
yeah,
You know,
and the
like
only way to put your
yeah,
money in these stocks is that you actually have to pay Uncle Sam. You know,
yeah,
that's the
man.
other thing. But you avoid paying Uncle Sam, that you can't even talk or even have these conversations with anybody. You know, you
We're the
can't.
number one country in the world, man. We're number one for a reason, bro. We get there. We're a capitalist country for a reason. We gotta take advantage of these opportunities we have that our parents gave us to fucking flee Vietnam and Southeast Asia to get here, bro. Just I know many
Or
of you
just
haven't
as
even had that
immigrants in general.
conversation.
Just as immigrants in
Yeah,
general. You know, we came here
but
for a better
our,
opportunity.
ours in general are probably went through a lot more hardships because we come from war. You know what I'm saying? But basically everybody though, probably, right? But just imagine that, man. How many people? How many of y'all haven't even had that conversation with your parents who came over here? That 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 story, bro. That shit will wake your ass up, man. Like I have a buddy, he every chance he get, he tells his story because of the hardship he went through. He went through being in camps of jail for like fucking forever. You know what I'm saying? Just to get his ass here for this opportunity. But like people, you grew up in poverty. You come around all these things, these shiny things, right? And it'll be so easy to catch your attention and take your money, man. So be smart. Like you got to be out here really trying to be active about how you giving away your money to these people and these marketing brands and stuff like that, because that's what they're paid to do, is brainwash you and to buy their shit and waste your money on it. Like
Well, yeah. I mean,
traps, man.
with
Fucking hood traps, man.
yeah, I stopped listening to rap music in my late 20s, right? I realized it didn't really do shit for me besides get me more amped up. And every single time I listen to a rap song, it just brings me back to moments of my childhood. And it makes you feel like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't even say more
Angry, bro.
evil.
Yeah,
It doesn't put you in the
because
happiest place. It doesn't. It actually
you're
puts you.
living through their music because they're living. What they live through is coming out from the
Yeah.
music.
So some of the stuff that some
And you can
rappers are
relate to it
yeah,
because
yeah, because it
you grew up in
resonates.
poverty too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, it resonates with
so
some
it's
of us.
natural.
So then we
Yeah,
feel like they get it, or we get them, or whatever it might be. But then at the same time, what is it really doing? It's just
it ain't doing
solidifying
shit,
or,
man.
or validating our feelings. And sometimes these things talking about killing people and getting worked up over some crazy shit. Or, don't get me wrong. There's good messages. There's good rap music, right? Not
Yeah,
not not
yeah.
all is like that, but the more so the mainstream stuff that you hear on the radio nowadays is. Well, I haven't listened to the radio for quite some time, but the last time I turned on the radio, it's just basic. You know, uh,
It's paid, man.
yeah,
It's paid to be listened to, so it's paid to brainwash you. Like there's a clip with Ice Cube, right? Ice Cube even said it like the top labels out there, music labels. You know what else they own? They own private prisons. So they have their hand in music and they have their hand in prisons, right? So how could they make, if I was the owner of both of these, how can I mesh the two so I can get money both ways, right? How can I help my other business while I'm promoting this business, right? That's the mentality I would have. So just imagine that, and then he goes and says, the top labels, like all they do is like they look through your album, okay, the artist, 1 through 12, 1 through 10, whatever, and they'll be like, okay, let's keep this song, let's keep this song, let's not keep this song, not keep this song. So they actually control the music that goes out there and they produce, that goes out into the world, to the public. And who's listening to that? Us, because we relate to that shit. And then the more we listen to it, the more we relate to it, the more we want it, right? I drive around listening to rap music all the time that I can relate to and bump or whatever. I drive around the hood or whatever, And then I get angry at shit. You know, I get road rage when motherfuckers drive me off. I'm ready to fucking cuss them out and fight them and shit. Like, it'd be the dumbest shit, right? I'm like, this dumbass motherfucker just cut me off. Like, for what? Why would you want to waste your breath and energy on that shit? And I'm ready to turn up on them. Like, fuck this motherfucker, right?
Right.
But that's the music, bro. That's the music.
And some people, they carry around straps with them inside the car, so it can get dangerous too sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that.
Everybody got a gun in Oakland, man,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And then the ego can get in the way when you're having road rage, and then it's just one quick turn around the corner, then it's all bad.
And
after
boom, you're
that.
done, bro. And then the police could be right there around the corner, and you're gonna be going
Either
out in
they
a
dead or
shootout,
you
or
dead.
you're gonna go to jail. That's it. So you got to get yourself out that fucking, you know,
That
out
mindset.
That mindset, man. Throw that shit behind you, because me and my boys were even talking about it. Like, yo, that's why I don't even fuck with rap music no more. I'm ready to kill a motherfucker. Like, that's the tempo that it gets you to, and it shouldn't, you know. And it promotes, what the fuck it promotes? Violence, right? It promotes drugs. It promotes fucking drip, which like clothes and all this shit. Wearing fat ass chains, jewelry, all them diamonds. They can't even get that money back. All the diamonds that they bought, that shit don't even worth the same value, bro. They buy all those diamond chains, that shit look hella nice, bling iced out, but that shit, nigga, you sell that shit back, or you try to buy something with that you lost value.
Yeah, it depreciates
Like,
right off the bat when
it
you leave the
depreciated
jewelry
already.
store. It depreciates
Hella dumb.
because they're gonna sell it to you
Diamond
above
people.
market value, right?
Yeah, just imagine the people that hold the Blood Diamond movie. It's real, bro. Those motherfuckers will put out fake diamonds nowadays just to lower the whatever, so the lower the market value, so their diamonds that they have can go up in value, right? So now when you buy diamonds and you try to sell it back, all those boo boo ass weak ass diamonds don't even worth shit no more. So it's like it's all a trap, man. And like I said, the motherfuckers that own the labels, they own the private prisons. They control what the music is coming out. You just imagine that. They control all this violence and blah, blah, blah. And motherfuckers out here quick, don't give a fuck. I'll kill your ass. Blah, 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 in the rap music, right? I don't give a fuck. I'll waste it all. I'll blow the whole check. I'm rich like that. Blah, blah, blah. And what am I doing? I guess as soon as I get a check, I'm blowing that shit. Like, I'm having 20 different Jordans, all the same style, different colors. Hella dumb. Like, fuck, I'm so mad at myself. But all I can do is try to do better for the people below me. That's why, like, not below me, but under me, like that in age. Like all my young nephews, you know, my street nephews, my street brothers, you know what I'm saying? I always like promote that shit. And I'm always chopping games and like, don't buy that shit. You know, have a 1-2 pair, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Keep that shit fresh, whatever. But at the end of the day, buy clothes that'll last. Man, this sweater right here, Nike sweater, right? Lasted me over 10 years right here. Shit still look fresh. Quality, bro. The quality is good, man. Buy shit like that. But you don't need to fucking match every fucking thing, bro. And fuck my wife too, man. I gave away all my Jordans and shit to my nephew, so he hopefully don't have to buy that shit. So my girl don't know what to fucking buy me for Christmas, so she ended up buying me some Jordans. Now I'm over here trying to shop and buy shit that match with these fucking shoes.
So what is it exactly
man.
that Carter would like for Christmas this year? Now that you have your mind right, as a father, newborn father, doesn't care about clothes and attire anymore. What would you like to open up?
To hear my family and friends doing better, man. That's it.
No,
that's the gift I want.
So this comes in a box. All right. If you can open a box for Christmas, what would that box look like inside there?
Man, you know, my hobbies, man. You know, that's it. My hobbies. So I love golf right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a gadget dude, so I love anything that makes your life easier for work and shit like that. Gadgets, like I buy all that shit. Anything to, you know, instead of making more effort into, I push a button and it happens. Something like that. Something more convenience. Convenience sells, man. Convenience sells. So anything that's convenient, I would love. Anything that has to do with my hobby, I would love.
So what do you find difficult right now that you can find that hopefully you can make easier for yourself? What do you find difficult?
What I find difficult right now, to be honest, nothing, man. I don't know, man. I can't.
Because it's easy. Everything is easy.
Everything's easy, man, except for, I don't know, man. I wish my wife could heal a lot faster.
Okay.
I wish her hormones would turn down a little bit, a lot faster. Man, I ain't gonna lie, we've been bumping heads, man. We bumped heads like the first couple of days when he was out, man. I
Oh,
was like, 'cause I
well,
was kind of late.
but the thing
But
about this is that you want to make sure that you pay attention to what comes out of your mouth, right? Because
yeah, man,
yeah,
for myself, I need to work on myself with,
because you're a father now. It's different. Right?
yeah,
You
with
got.
my patience, man.
Hmm.
Because I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to negativity. So, like, I don't know, man. I just need to be patient. I can't let shit get to me as quick. I don't know, because if my wife starts tripping about some shit, I don't know. I can't be the yin to her yang, and I fought myself for that. So, yeah. Uh,
So,
how about you, man? What's been up with you, though, man? We've been talking a lot about me, man. This last 3 minutes should be about you, and
man, I got two
hopefully
more minutes.
everything
I ain't got
should
nothing to share.
be
So I just came back from Michigan. Um,
right.
and,
Work
and my
trip.
first work trip. Um, my company sent me out there to learn about the new loan programs for 2024. Oh yeah, by the way, I just got my loan officer license. So you're looking at
Yay!
a licensed loan officer now as well. I passed my exam and all that, but it was quite the journey.
Yeah,
But
man.
definitely,
Celebrate that shit.
yeah, and that's a win for me. Didn't really get to celebrate and talk about it much, but I'll be talking about it more during 2024.
For sure.
When I have more um, information that I can share with people and stuff, so they can be prepared for the upcoming year because it is a very big year coming up, by the way. But I'll say that for another episode if people want to hear about it. But in the meantime, we got 1 minute left. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and the upcoming New Year, bigger and brighter year coming. Year of the what? Year of the dragon?
Dragon,
Yeah,
man. It's
year
the
of the
big
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah, so year of the dragon in the Vietnamese and Chinese culture. Um,
Lunar culture, Japanese, Korean too.
oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
the Lunar New Year. We call it, just say the Lunar New
Yeah, so the
Year,
Lunar New
man.
Year,
That's gonna
upcoming
be,
year and stuff. Hopefully, there's a lot of good news coming up, and yeah, I'm gonna be a lot more on social media coming up this upcoming year because I've never been. I gotta get used to being in front of the camera. So, yep, that's where I'm at.
shit. Yeah, man, likewise. And just this call about to end. So, yeah, man, just check in with your people. It's the holidays, Enjoy that time y'all have with each other and stay blessed, man. Peace.
Yeah. Hey, thank you guys all for listening and happy holidays.